With NHL 15 being a letdown on both next-gen and current-gen consoles, we looked to NHL 16 to make up for the half-assed product EA delivered us this year. There are a ton of issues to be addressed, like actually implementing ESHL into next-gen, but it would be nice for EA to put a moderate effort into improving both human and CPU goalies. Now, before I say anything, if you guys have your own ideas, let me hear about them in the comments, and I will make a video about what the community wants at a later time. One of the biggest problems for goalies isn't even a problem with our position. The fact that defense is so broken in this game makes our job 100 times harder. D-men need a way to pick off cross-crease passes easier, assuming they're in correct position, of course, but timing the perfect poke check right now isn't acceptable. Pucks shouldn't be going under their sticks all of the time, and passes and shots shouldn't be taken through their skates. This will encourage goalies to stop cheating the pass and focus more on the shot, making a more realistic style of play effective. As my main focus is on human goalies, I will only say one thing about computer goalies. AI learning needs to be improved. Getting beat the same way every time isn't acceptable. If a player shoots the same way every single shot, eventually anyone with half a brain is going to save it. Goalies shouldn't save every cross crease or shot from the slot, but if that's the only move a player is doing, it should be saved eventually. Encourage people to mix it up by allowing the computer goalies to pick up on our tendencies. Now on to our main focus, human goalies in EASHL. Goalie movement and collision physics need to be fixed. We shouldn't bounce off our posts when we slide too far to the left or right. In fact, we shouldn't have to hit R2 to hug the post. If I'm deep enough in my crease and I move all the way to the left or right, I should naturally come up against that post. I shouldn't have to hit a button. Also, sliding from post to post should be a little more effective. Right now it's a little buggy. Then I think R2 could turn into some sort of flop button. And I'm not talking about the crappy R1 desperation saves we have right now. Let's say I'm down in my butterfly and I make a save and the rebound goes wide to the right. I should be able to hit R2 and react with the left stick, and my goalie will sprawl out or dive or slide across the crease to try and make a save. And for fuck's sakes, get rid of input lag for all positions. This is half the reason people stink at the game when they first get it. They're just not used to it. It's not necessary, just get it out of there. Next, I think EA needs to give us a new set of goalie attributes with detailed explanations about what they affect. Right now we're so in the dark about what does what, all we can do is experiment. I think there should be a clear-cut definition of each attribute designed specifically for human goalies. Also, getting rid of playstyles and attribute caps would be nice. No goalie is strictly stand-up or butterfly anymore. They're all hybrid with tendencies to make saves one way or the other. Let us put as many points into categories that we want so that we can play our own way. If you guys have an idea for a new set of attributes with explanations, let me hear about them in the comments. A minor design flaw, but an embarrassing one, is our goalie set position for the glove. Right now it's set at our hip, pointing down at the ground. In real life, goalies have it up around shoulder height and cocked upwards. They need to fix this immediately. And although it's a programmed experience, you have to wonder if this affects why we get beat glove side so much. We need new camera angles. Holy shit, do our current ones suck. The immersive cameras, low, high, fixed, and action, are bad because we can't see directly in front of our goalie. Maybe adding a goalie transparency setting would fix this. Ice, Classic, and Overhead are too far away and it's difficult to track the puck and watch where our goalie is at the same time. It makes angles difficult to read on certain shots. They almost need to implement a first-person view or something close to it. We shouldn't have to make ourselves over 6'6" to be effective at our position. I think if they fix the other stuff I mentioned, playing at 6'1" would be more obtainable. I don't like being 6'9" in a big fat butterfly goalie. I want to be a hybrid goalie and play like Jonathan Quick or Carey Price. The final thing is I think we need to have an active stick. It's not terrible right now, but in the NHL you see goalies have their stick a little bit out in front of them on breakaways and penalty shots. This allows them to control the gap between them and the skater and make an easier poke check if they come too close. Also, if the skater comes too close, they'll just run into their stick, and I think that's something we need because you see that a lot in ESHL right now. My other ideas are sorta out there and wouldn't require immediate attention. I think it would be cool to see some motion control for goalies. I mean, I don't want to have to do the butterfly in my living room, but maybe if I moved my arm up and to the left, it would control my glove, and down and to the left, control my pad. No one really uses motion anyway, so that might be fucking stupid, but I just thought it would be cool to mention it. Would you guys like to see more CPU-controlled stuff, like animations, or more human control required? The only reason I ask is because right now, with the input lagged, it'd be very hard to react to certain shots. And when I say human control, I don't mean the NHL 12 way of making saves either, because that was kind of fucking broken. Once again, let me know your ideas in the comments. I will make a video with what you guys want, if I get enough feedback, of course. Don't forget to subscribe. I've just hit over 200 subscribers, and you know what? It's a small milestone, but a milestone nonetheless. So thank you guys for the support. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up.